Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing my 190th Mezco Toyz 112 Collective action figure review, this time being of Solomon Kane. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, we can see a great image of Solomon Kane. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Solomon Kane here. Now this guy is super impressive right out of the box. Now I know when this guy went up for pre-order, a lot of people were kind of passing on him because they really had no clue who Solomon Kane was. He wasn't a recognizable IP, things like that. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of those people are going to eat their words because this guy is truly badass. Now, the whole of the soft goods just look really good. I love the vest here with the little chrome buttons on there. That looks really awesome. You could take this off. It is just on a Velcro strap right there, so that works out really nicely. I love the little sash that he has going on. It's all tattered and beat up and things like that. Then you have almost like a really stretchy faux leather type of or I don't know, suede or whatever type of material for the pants. That looks really good. But I love the beat up boots that they got going on here. I think that looks really good too. Just how they sculpt that and paint that to make it look like it's really old and worn leather, you know what I mean? The nice painted belt buckles on there look great. I love the different type of gauntlets that we get. We have more of a leather one right here. You can see the wrapping around the wrists and things like that. Again, the more of those bronze buckles like that. But over here you have more of a metal bracer, which I think looks really cool too. I love that little logo that they got sculpted in there. It looks really, really nice. And then this coat, man, this is a straight up like Old West duster, you know what I mean? I think this looks so good. Again, you got like pockets right there. These aren't actual functional pockets, but I love the little cover over around the shoulders. I love like all the types of buttons and things like that. And this whole thing is wired all throughout here, even around this collar piece or over the shoulder piece like that. Works out really good. I mean, damn, just seeing him in hand, the materials that they use. This is one of those figures that just really proves why Mezco is the best in this game when it comes to soft goods at this scale. They do some killer work, and this is just a great example of that. Now we're moving on to accessories. We do get the circular base stand that just says Solomon Kane right there with that sword going through there, sword and gun. That looks pretty cool. And of course we do get the clear articulated arm. We also do get a bunch of interchangeable hands, which are great. Different types of gripping hands, open palm hands, closed fisted hands, pointing finger hands, trigger finger hands, all that kind of good stuff you're really going to need with this figure. But what I do like is the different interchangeable heads slash hair slash hats. I think this is really, really cool. They just did a great thing here with the stoic face, the angry face, and the yelling face. I think it's just all really well done. Now, what they did here, so you got the head like this, right? This is a head without the hat going on like that. This is just, all the heads are just separate pieces, and you see that square peg on the top. It kind of fits right into the hair like that. You even have little slots on the sides. They're going to kind of plug into the little sections right up in there. You're going to go ahead and pop it in. Give it a little push in. You can kind of pull the hair out a little bit to get those like little earpieces slotted in, and it works out great. If you want to swap that out with different types of hair, you got one that's more blowing and one that's more just hanging down, or you got ones like this. Again, this is a different head sculpt. You can just pop right out. If you don't want that angry face and you want to put in the more yelling face, go to give that a push in there. Again, you can pull the hair side to the side a little bit, make sure those sides plug in, and there you go. Now you have a different facial expression with different hair, with hat, no hat, however you want it. That is pretty awesome. This is something, again, that differentiates Mezco from other companies. Now we're going to move on to all his extra weapons and gear. I mean, because this guy is stacked when it comes to accessories. So we get all kinds of different types of bladed weapons, like 2 different swords. We get knives, we get guns, we get that like wolf staff, we get harnesses, we get effect pieces, we get a torch. I mean, it's crazy to see all the things that this guy does come with, and I love it. So first of all, we get things like these tiny little daggers right here that just fit right into the side of the boots. Now, if you see on the side of the boots, there's a tiny little slot right in there that you can slide those knives directly in like that, which I think is pretty cool, man. This guy, and that's one thing I like about this figure a lot too. You can definitely store just a ton of stuff in there. Same thing with this side. There's a little slot right in there, and you can get his knives, his boots like that. That's really, really cool. We also do get this really awesome harness. I love this thing. And as you can see, it has all kinds of different peg holes around the back and the front and the side there. We also do get a little strap right here with some of those similar peg holes. That is going to be for the different types of excuse me, weapons that we do get. Things like the knives. So you see on the little sheaths here, you get these little pegs. Same things with like his different swords. On the sheaths, you have these little pegs, and you could peg those onto the straps like so. However you want. Say if you want to take a knife, we'll put a knife right here, just like that. We also do get this little curved piece right here, or excuse me, like a little circular piece, like a little cylinder, like that. You could take something like that and take one of these guns that he comes with and holster that in there. Now what you want to do is you want to take the head off, and you can slide it through the arm like this and put it around that neck joint like that. Boom, like so. Pop the head back on like that, and there you go. Now he's armed up with his gun. You got a knife there, you got a sword in the back, and you can really mix and match parts and do it wherever you want. You can even put on another sword there. If you want to take the extra knife that we had, you can put it on the strap right here on the belt. I mean, that's pretty freaking impressive how much stuff he can hold on this figure. That's not a lot. We don't see a lot of that when it comes to Mezco figures. I love stuff like that when they can hold just so much of their weapons and things, you know, put extra weapons in their hands, the straps, however you want to do it. I think it works out really, really cool. But what's really awesome, even stuff details like this is what I'm talking about. So this gun here can break like it's being loaded, you know what I mean? But we also do get different types of bullet effects. So you got this one with a big fat bullet on there, which I think looks really good. Get my camera to focus on that. That works out great. Or we got this double barrel type of gun here that actually has a double barrel effect piece that actually plugs in there, and it's kind of tight. It's not all that great, honestly, but you see it has two different bullets right in there. I think that's really cool as well, man. You got this crazy staff with this really awesome wolf head or a cat head. I don't know. It looks like a wolf. I don't know. What is that? But again, it looks really, really cool. One of my favorite accessories, though, is definitely going to be the torch here. I think this is genius. First of all, we get these really cool flame effects, and I love the way Mezco does their effects. They use a really nice plastic and a nice translucent yellow that fades into the orange there. Looks really good. But we also get another flame effect like this that kind of makes it look like the flame is like blowing in a certain direction. I think that's genius, man. And again, just pop that in the hand with all the different weapons that he has. And I love how gummy Mezco hands up can be, but like, damn, dude, just seeing this guy loaded up with all his stuff is just really cool to me. This is one of those sleeper hits that, again, a lot of people slept on. And now that he's in hand, he's got to be one of the best Mezco figures ever made, and I genuinely mean that. And that's coming from me, who's reviewed more Mezco figures on YouTube than anyone else. I genuinely mean that. So now let's break down the articulation. So the head and the neck are on separate ball pegs. It rolls around pretty good. You can get left and right, up and down a decent amount, but because of the long hair and the thickness of the soft goods, it's going to be a little bit hindered, but you can get some still pretty decent poses out of that head. Arms can go about that far down, that much, up and out. There doesn't really seem to be a butterfly joint in there. We can rotate at the bicep. There is double jointed elbows, but again, the bulkiness of the fabric, that's just something that can't be avoided. Can go about that much. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get a double ball peg in the midsection, rolls around, does turn left and right, crunches back and forth a decent amount. Hip joints that kick forward and up that far, back not so much, splits out about that far, rotation in the upper thigh, double jointed knees where he can kick himself in his own butt. That's pretty good. Nothing at the boot. The ankles are on ball pegs, so those roll around, rotate up and down in a pretty good ankle rocker. So that's pretty awesome. Now check this out. This is what I mean. This guy is fully loaded. I was able to get all of his weapons holstered onto this figure. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just put the staff through the back of the strap. 7, 8, 9. all his bladed weapons, all his guns. Of course, he's holding two of them, his torch. Again, this guy can hold everything. That is such a beautiful thing to see. That's something that's so important to me when it comes to an action figure, and the fact that this guy can hold literally all of his weapons and look freaking awesome, that is so cool, man. Definitely a figure that I absolutely love. Gonna be a contender for Mezco Figure of the Year, and I think he is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a couple other trench coat wearing figures, being a Mezco 112 Collective Old Man Logan and Blade. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of Solomon Kane. Now damn, this is one impressive Mezco figure. In a time when I'll see a lot of people just complaining about what Mezco has become, I totally get that. But when I see a figure like this, it really reminds me why I love the 112 Collective line. The mixture of plastics, painted pieces, soft goods, all kinds of detailed accessories and functional pieces with bullet effects and stuff like that. I mean, man, this is one awesome and definitely one of my favorite Mezco figures I think I've ever owned. And trust me, I own pretty much all of them. The articulation works pretty well, even considering some of the hindrances from the soft goods, and I just love the different facial expressions, the different types of hair pieces. I think that's really cool and innovative what they're doing with that, and the fact that this guy can hold all of his weapons and accessories is just super cool to me. That is just one of my favorite things when it comes to any action figure. He's totally badass, and I think you would love him for your collections. So be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.